Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abhishek Reddy, and in this recording, I would like to talk about discourse and conversation, part one. Uh, let's start off with what is conversation analysis. The study of conversation has only begun in the 1960s, and conversations may refer to individuals conversing with each other for the sake of taking and as a result of sociability, or it can refer to any interactive conversation activity regardless of the aim. Conversation is how individuals socialize, build, and maintain relationships. When individuals communicate, they participate in verbal communication, but there is much more going on than just the usage of the linguistic code. Many significant aspects of conversation are carried out by factors or other than words, such as eye contact, body posture, silence, and the real world context in which the conversation is created. It makes good or acceptable conversation differs from culture to culture and changes over time. Such a proof to dialogue reveal nothing about conversation as typical everyday human activity. Instead of framing it as an elite activity dominated by police society rules. Conversation, on the other hand, is not just a elite pastime. It is crucial to understand how individuals engage in this everyday activity as a planned social event. Next topic is the history of conversation analysis. Conversation analysis is a method for studying discourse in interaction that across from Harold Garfinkel's ethnomethodological school in sociology. Ethnomethodology is a branch of sociology that explores the conversation's resources, practices, and processes that enable members of the community to generate and identify mutually understandable objects, events, and course of actions. Garfinkel's goal was to investigate the social structure of everyday lived experience and to gain a better understanding of how the structure of everyday activities are usually and habitually formed and maintained. Ethnomethodology also emphasized participants' understanding of social action and considered participants as knowledgeable agents who attach meaning to their social acts in ways that were crucial to their unfolding. The emphasis on analyzing actual examples of social interaction is dependent in the work of Irving Goffman, who claimed that everyday activities were an essential subject for research. Goffman's work revealed that it was feasible, feasible to observe ordinary occurrence and circumstances and learn important information about how humans interact in sociality from them. Uh, Government research approach was qualitative, with description and analysis as a key instrument for gaining an understanding of social processes, in contrast to most of the dominant work in sociology and social psychology, which favored quantitative techniques focus on hypothesis testing. Gallman, in particular, emphasized the need of studying everyday occurrence of speech, which had his in which had, in his opinion, had been neglected. Garfinkel and Goffman's work gave momentum for the creation of conversation analysis by generating concern for analyzing the orderliness of everyday life, which Harvey Sachs took up. He pioneered a method for studying social action that tried to explore social order as it was formed via ordinary speaking activities. Conversation analysis began to emerge from sociology as an independent area of inquiry oriented towards understanding the organizational structure of talk by the late 1960s and early 1970s, thanks to the work of Harvey Sachs and his colleague Emil A. Shegloff and Gail Jefferson, and has influenced a number of the social science disciplines concerned with human communication. Conversation analysis depends on methodology and empirically based methodology based on microanalytic studies to better understand how order was generated in social interaction. Sachs' approach to the study of conversation is distinguished by a conception of speaking as an activity in which speaker achieves tasks in interaction. Talk can thus be used strategically to achieve communication aims. The strategic use of talk, according to Stacks, is not a collection of rules or formulas by which activities are carried out, but rather the creation of interactional effects produced by the use of speech in a specific situation. Last one is the core assumption of conversation analysis. Order is produced or order order is produced orderliness. Order does not happen by itself, nor does it precede interaction. Rather it is the product of the coordinated practices of the participant who attain orderliness and then interact. Order is produced, situated, and occasioned. The participant in the conversation create order. The participant behavior reflects and indexes the order that is being generated, and this indicates that while analyzing a conversation as an academic activity, orderliness being documented is not imposed externally by the analyst, but is achieved inwardly by the participant. This observed order is neither the consequence of a preconceived notion of what should happen, nor is it a probabilistic generalization about frequencies. Order is repeatable and recurrent, and the orderliness pattern discovered in conversation are produced not just in the speech of a particular speaker, but also throughout groups of speakers. The obtained order is thus the outcome of shared knowledge and of the method used to achieve the order. And that's all. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a great day.